Hey everyone, so today's video is just going to be a decluttering of all of my fish supplies. I have so many fish supplies and I'm just running out of room for all of them. So as we're going through spring cleaning and getting rid of stuff in all areas of the house, I decided to go through my fish stuff as well. I just have so many things that I don't actually put in my tank ever, or I just don't like them anymore. For whatever reason, and so I decided that I would go through all of my fish stuff and get rid of some stuff, and I decided that I would film the process for you, just in case you'd be interested. So as you can see, just starting it off, I have a lot of stuff in my bins here. A lot of them are filled to the top. They don't have any organization to them. They used to, but I just have so much stuff now that I can't organize them the way I want to anymore. So that's another reason that I'm going through all this. But yeah. Stay tuned if you want to watch the process. So I'm just going through my storage here basket by basket, and the first basket that I'm going through is just most of my small plants. And what I'm going to do is basically just take everything out and then only put back in the things that I want to keep and put the things I don't want to keep off to the side. So what makes me decide whether or not I want to keep an ornament is basically on color. Sometimes the color matters, like that orange plant that I'm keeping. I'm only keeping it simply because it's orange and I like to use it in my Halloween tanks. I like to keep plants that are safe for my fish, so generally I'm keeping the softer plastic plants opposed to some of the scratchier ones that I might have bought or got for free in a kit that I don't want to use with my fish. If it's a little bit old maybe, and it's just like the colors have faded and it's not aesthetically pleasing anymore, I'll toss those ones as well. So basically I'm just keeping the ones that are the most safe, the most new looking, and also just ones that I personally like. Like there's some plants that I just don't like the look of them anymore and wouldn't want them in my tank. So that is what I am deciding here when I'm getting rid of my plants and which ones that I am keeping. And say hello to my little doggie. Her name's Kylie. She's a toy Australian Shepherd and she decided that she wanted to be part of this video. I would say probably out of everything that I'm going through, the plants are what I got rid of the least of. So I know it looks like I'm not getting rid of very much. Plants are pretty versatile, so I can use them with whatever theme. So this one I wasn't too eager to jump in and get rid of like every one I saw, if that makes sense. Now, as I said, these baskets aren't very well organized, so I'm not even really sure what to call this basket. It's just made up of a bunch of random things, but I'm going through this one as well. And if I come across something like a plant, I might add it into the plant basket because that one's already organized. Now this one is so unorganized that I have a random bag in here and I don't even know why it's in there, but I'm gonna throw that out. Then I've also got some excess air tubing, which I will be keeping. I have a box for an air pump, which in the instruction manual I don't need, so I'm gonna be throwing this out and recycling it. And then I've got a couple extra heaters in here too. I don't even have the tanks anymore that I use these heaters for. And then I've got a bunch of manuals and stuff in here that I'm going to be getting rid of simply because I don't even have the tanks. So as you can see, I ended up keeping a lot less items from this basket than I did compared to the first basket. Now moving on to the next basket, which is even more unorganized than the last one. This one just has random bits of whatever in here. I have a piece of Malaysian driftwood, and then I've also got just a random cup and a couple Christmas ornaments in here, which I ended up pretty much keeping everything that was in here with the exception of the thermometer you see on the floor because I have so many of them. We're halfway through now, and the basket that we are currently on is food. Now this one isn't too exciting because I'm not getting rid of too much. I am, however, getting rid of my aquatic frog food because I don't have any aquatic frogs at the moment. These packages that I don't even know how old they are that came with my old tanks. And then I'm also getting rid of the little scoops that I actually bought to scoop up the fish food for the ones that didn't have spoons in them. But the rest I'm keeping because, well, fish gotta eat. I've also got a bottle of clove oil, which is something that you wish you didn't have to use, but you should probably always have. Now we're moving on to the fun part that you probably will enjoy a little bit more than the last part, and this is all of the ornaments. Now this ornament that says Shark Shanty on it, I'm keeping. I've never put it in my tank yet, but I've always wanted to. And then I've got a lot of plastic cups here that I get when you get a Betta, and I'm ended up keeping about half of these because you only really need so many. And then I've got the ones that suction cup on the side of the tank, which I'm getting rid of these ones too, as I did with the earlier ones. The water bottle there is for how to baffle your aquarium filter video thing, so that's why I'm keeping that. But I'm getting rid of a lot of my little ornaments simply because I find that they don't make a statement in my tank because I have a much larger tank now. I have a 20-gallon, and that's the only one I have. So I'm getting rid of a lot of my smaller ornaments for that reason. And then I'm also getting rid of whatever ornaments I feel don't look as nice anymore, like maybe the paint is chipped or maybe they've faded a lot. Just whatever I think doesn't make me happy by seeing it in my tank is all. So looking at this, I was able to cut down about half of my ornaments, and this is one of the baskets full of smaller ornaments, so it doesn't look as good, but I ended up taking about half out, so I'm pretty impressed. Now moving on to the next basket, this is one of the most full baskets, and this one is all of my fish supplies. Now because this is aquarium supplies like water conditioner, bacterial supplements, ammonia, testing kits, and parasite guard tablet things, aquarium salt, if I didn't say that already. A lot of these things you can't really get rid of because as long as you're a fish keeper, you should have these things. What I did end up getting rid of, though, is maybe some aquarium cups that had a crack in it, or I had too many. And I also had a couple more heaters in here, a second air pump, and additional ornaments that I either decided to keep or not keep, using the same method to decide as I did the other ornaments. Now the last two baskets are of my largest ornaments, so this is the first basket of those two. A lot of these ornaments I actually ended up getting rid of just because I found that I never really used these in my tank too much. For whatever reason, I just found that there's other ornaments that I like a lot better. There's no point in keeping all these ornaments that I don't use, especially of this large size, because then it doesn't leave me any room to go and purchase a new ornament that I might like a lot better. So we're officially on the last basket, and this basket I didn't get rid of too many. A lot of these ornaments are some of my favorites actually. Ones that I did end up getting rid of though were just a couple more plants that I don't like too much, and also a couple of ornaments that maybe were a little old or just not my taste anymore. But for the most part in this basket was a lot of my very large plants and statement ornaments, like my plane and my shipwreck. So a lot of these I did end up keeping. But I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was a much different type of video than I normally do. It wasn't about fish care, it wasn't a tutorial of any kind. It was just me showing you, going through all of my stuff and getting rid of some fish ornaments that I do not like anymore, or ones that I don't feel are good for my fish for whatever reason. I'm actually really proud of all the stuff that I managed to get rid of, be it for whatever reason. And I love how I have so much more room and that there's a lot less risk of my ornaments that I do care about getting broken, simply because they're not all shoved in there like Tetris. Let me know whether you liked this style of video and if you want something more like this in the future. I'll put a poll in the iCard, so make sure you just say yes or no whether you like this type of video, just so I get your guys' feedback. I love to hear about it. If you want to see some videos that I have in the future, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want a notification when I upload, make sure you hit that bell so you get notified. But that is all for today, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.